when giving a tenant a notice of non-renewal and they ask why they are being non-renewed. If I don't answer, what's the best way to respond? So generally speaking, what I recommend to landlords in this case is you inform the tenant that you're simply taking the property in a different direction. Now, sometimes that's unsatisfactory for a tenant because what you mean is, I don't like you and I want another tenant. And they know that, or they suspect that. And so among your options is the possibility of selling the property, which is always the possibility, right? You always have an opportunity to sell. You always have that as an option in your back pocket. So what I recommend is if somebody really badgers you and says, well, is it just that you don't like me and you want to get rid of me? Your easy out is always, I'm considering the market for sale. Because even if you never put the house on the market, you could always consider the market for rent after the tenant has vacated. But you are not required to give an answer, but some diplomatic response might be, I'm considering options and taking the property in a different direction, including the option to sell. And so when they say, well, you can show the house while I'm still living here, again, it's much easier to sell property when it's vacant than it is when it's occupied. And so if they just don't get the hint, you don't have to say much more than that. If they continue to badger you for the real reason, you can let them know that is the real reason. And again, I wouldn't let the conversation linger. I wouldn't do a back and forth, pull up a market analysis or whatever. Leave the question answered. And if they badger you, just say, look, we've answered this question. Any additional questioning on this will constitute harassment. I've given you my answer, right? And so don't let a tenant kind of badger you on this. Either stop responding to them after you've given them a perfectly reasonable response, or give them no response at all. I mean, silence is okay in this respect. You're not required to do it. It might be helpful just to kind of, especially if you and the tenant otherwise have a relatively good rapport, it might be helpful just to say, again, I'm taking the property in a different direction. I'm considering the prospect of sale, and so I'd like the unit vacant so that I can do that. And that should be sufficient, whether you list it for sale or not. Landlords, as always, we welcome you to follow us on our Instagram page. If you're not a member yet, join us on Facebook. And if you enjoy what you see here, give us a thumbs up. Click that like button. We enjoy that very much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing.